Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of 410 Sports Talk. I'm James Haskell, my co-host Glenn Martin and DK. Of course, we're here to preview the Week 12 matchup, Baltimore Ravens, New York Jets. And, yeah, man, look, just like the title says, we got to keep this streak alive. It's going to be a big game because every game is a big game for the Baltimore Ravens. This is an opportunity for them to get another win, to put some wind in their sails, get a convincing win. Honestly, a win doesn't matter how it comes, convincing or not. We'll take the
Just
dub.
look at last week. Yeah,
exactly. But we're here to talk about it. I think one of the things that you'll see in the theme of the show is some things that the Ravens need to be aware of to make sure they don't fall into a trap.
Yeah.
And, stay locked in and some matchups that we'll talk about and otherwise. But Glenn, with that being said, how you doing this evening on a late episode?
Yeah, sorry for the late start, folks. I was out checking some high school playoff football local in the area. Brought my son out there. Got to watch a good high school matchup. Shout out to Perryville for getting the dub over Havre de Grace. Wasn't really rooting on each side. Just wanted to see a good football game, and I was treated to just that, a really good football game. But it did push the start time back an hour, so do apologize for that. CJ, appreciate your leniency there. What's going on, Kamal? C Spice, what's going on? Appreciate you guys joining in the chat. Look forward to seeing your comments as we get started. But yeah, big game. I mean, it's kind of going to be a similar theme as to last week, a team that the Ravens are heavily favored over. But as you saw from last week, the Ravens have a unique ability of allowing bad teams to stay in it if they, don't play their best and have that kind of shoot themselves in the foot type of afternoon, which we've seen many times in the past from this football team. So let's hope that it's a cleaner game of football and not one where we see riddled with mistakes that are oftentimes kind of self-inflicted.
Yeah, you're right, Glenn. I mean, I think that even in a game like this, it's an opportunity to show maturity, opportunity to show the progression of a team.
Yeah.
Being what we made mistakes or the mistakes we made in the week before, how we can, correct them quickly in this game. All right, so we'll get right into it. We'll talk about, of course, injuries to start. Any transactional news here for the Ravens?
Not outside of injuries? I'm aware of.
None that I'm aware of either. But, all right, DK, let's get right into these injuries because, look, ultimately, a lot of football comes down to health.
Yeah.
And while the offensive line on our team doesn't have any foreseeable superpowers, it might be health later on, like I talked about in our last show. All right, DK, throw this bad boy up because, let's see, can you make this can you make it bigger, DK?
Whoa. All right. Don't be dirty.
Hey, look, you're the one that made assumptions. I was talking about the
Oh, you did that little laugh. I thought that was
because I knew what everybody was thinking when I was going to say it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But all right. Look, lots of fools this week. As far as not this week, today in practice. Lots of full participants. But Lamar spoke, he said he feels good. Roquan, of course, is feeling good.
Interesting comments from Lamar, by the way. In when they talked about his amount of times he's been sacked, 23 times, he said, "Oh, I'm gonna have to talk to my guys about that. I'm gonna have to tell them about them 23 sacks. As many times as he was sacked last season, he's already met that total." And he said, "I'm gonna have to talk to my guys about that. They're not gonna like that." But it was kind of interesting to hear him talk. Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to my guys about
talk
that.
to him.
Yeah, talk to him, Lamar.
You heard has anybody heard the viral clip of Brady talking about how he doesn't spend time away from his wife and kids to lose to Kenny Pickett when he's yelling at the offensive line? When he's playing for the Buccaneers, he's like, "I don't take time away from my wife and kids to be losing to Kenny Pickett." Yeah, well, Lamar needs to channel a little bit of that. Get up in these guys, right? Because if they're not going to be an accountability from the coaches, they need to get it from somewhere. Right? Look, Terrell Suggs talked about it this week on Skip Bayless's whatever show that is now, right? I don't know what, the Man in the Arena or something like that. I don't know what it's called. But the point is, he talked about it. He said, look, me, Ray, and Haloti knew no one else was coming in that room to help us. No one else was walking through those doors. It was us, and that was it. Now, when you name those four guys, it's easy to say it was us and just us.
Uh-oh, what happened? There we go.
But all that being said, speaking of offensive line, Ronnie Stanley, and Voorhees, of course, hit the list. Ronnie for an illness. We knew about Voorhees. We were talking about him before. But he was a full participant. So probably our worst statistical starter offensive line wise will be there.
I think it's Faalele, but
Statistically, I think that Voorhees is doing worse. I was
Really?
digging into it the other day, and his
Wow.
like, what is it called? The rate at which he allows pressures, I think, is
Yeah.
the highest in the league at his position at guard.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's what you want to see. But another week without Rashad Bateman, unfortunately,
Yep.
with the ankle injury.
That
And then,
continues.
man, it's a shame with Keon. He played such a big role.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that one up. He's a big
Yeah.
time special teamer, and
Yeah, man. And brings a lot of energy to the group, and obviously a great story being an undrafted rookie, smaller guy, able to make an impact on the field. So hopefully this is a short-lived stint on the injured report, and we won't be seeing him in a consistent basis. But everyone else looks like they're going to be out there and ready to go on Sunday. Looks like we had a super chat or two up there, DK. Here we go. Massabee says, been happy mood watching 8 sacks. Yes, Josh Allen game, one of my favorite games ever. Is Texans defense better talent-wise than the Ravens, or is the DC difference? Well, I'll tell you the biggest difference between the two is their pass rush. They have
dude, I mean, goodness gracious.
Yeah, I mean, they got 2 absolute studs, no doubt about it. They got a former top 3 overall pick, and then they have Danielle Hunter opposite him, who's just gotten double-digit sacks in every season he's been in the NFL. So the biggest difference is their pass rush. I think they got – I mean, Stingley's a hell of a corner, and they got some other good players, but the biggest separator is the fact that they have 2 absolute stud pass rushers, and I don't think the Ravens have one that equals even close to what both of those guys bring. Appreciate the super chat. But by the way, Jimbo, quick side note, we're here to talk about the Ravens and the Jets, but it's just amazing to me. 2 weeks ago, Josh Allen's the best football player in the world.
He's back.
He's unbelievable. What can't he do? And then now he doesn't have enough help, despite the fact that he has an excellent offensive line in front of him. He's got a top 5 running back in Cook. And they gave $80 million to their receiver for what? They got a first-round wide receiver who they don't even suit up. Like,
second rounder, right?
No, it's Keon Coleman. First-round pick.
Second rounder.
No, first-rounder. 28th, I believe. Yeah, you can look it up.
Hold on.
But anyway, point
33rd. 33rd.
First round. So he was the first pick of the second round?
Second round, baby.
All right. You're technically right. Would they trade up? They had to have traded up for the first pick in the second round. Wow. Okay. What feels like a first rounder? Either way, like, it's just amazing to me how they make it when they win and he does well, he's the greatest. And when he's holding the ball, he's running around like an idiot. He threw 2 horrible interceptions to lose the game. It's just crazy to me. Crazy.
Yeah, well.
And now they're talking about making a flopping rule because of that guy. And I knew you'd love to see that. I sent that in the group chat.
Come on, man. The whole wailing after he got stung by a bumblebee when he fell over. Gosh, man. Yeah, he's ridiculous. Asmodeus Thanotis says, thanks for the late stream. Was at the gym for the last few hours. Bro.
My man.
Get it, work. Dude. Let's go.
Appreciate you joining us after the gym.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? Why is it sorry, Glenn? Maryland Tech. Why is it sorry? What'd I do? Is it because I was wrong about it not being a first round pick? It's okay.
Yeah,
All right. I mean, pick 33. I was this close, but I was wrong.
One of the things that you guys have to realize with 2 people that like to talk, and I mean, we have microphones on and enjoy hearing each other talk.
Yeah.
When you like to talk, you have to also learn to accept being wrong, because you say a lot of things. You got to get good at realizing a lot of things you say are just wrong.
It happens. It happens to the best of us.
I have chronic like foot in mouth syndrome, right? Like I'm constantly just putting my foot in my mouth, saying something stupid.
Gotta be able to admit it. Yeah. Oh, they traded their first to KC. Okay, got you. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. The New York Jets.
Just imagine if Josh Allen had Worthy, though.
You know what I'm saying? Whew.
Yeah.
Have some speed on that team.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. On the Jets side of things, though, Will McDonald practiced in full today, despite having no participation Wednesday and limited session on Thursday. He's questionable. I believe he will play, and that's a big, big addition for them. Same with Harrison Phillips, their D tackle. I think that's a big. He didn't practice Wednesday. Those were the 2 ones that I was kind of watching for. But looks like ultimately they're going to be out there, and that's big news for them. Tipton, didn't practice for the non-injury reasons. He's their starting, I believe. What is he, left guard or right guard? I believe he is actually. So yeah, it doesn't look like anybody. Now, of course, the big thing with the Jets are they trade away their 2 best players on the defensive side of the ball at the trade deadline in Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams for a massive haul of draft picks. They have 5 first-round draft picks the next 2 seasons and multiple 2s. So they are looking to rebuild, but this is still a formidable defense nonetheless, even though they did lose their first 2. It's the offensive side of the ball that seems the most talent deficient.
Yeah. Look, ultimately, I mean, I think at this point, of course, everybody's going to have injuries, but the Jets are a team that is ready to move on to next year, right?
Certainly a quarterback.
Yeah. Well, quarterback, cornerback, defensive tackle. I mean, you name it, right?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. So
one of the crazier deadline I've never seen a team be this. I mean, 2 picks to trade, 2 guys to get that many picks.
And look, ultimately, I think as far as the health goes, to sum this thing up, the Ravens have the guys they need. There's no excuses here.
Yep.
Right? Like, our guys are out there. Is it perfect? No. But just like Lamar said, these things happen.
Yep.
This is what it is. This is football. All right, Ravens Host Nation, I'll be at this game. Don't let me down, Ravens. Take care of business. P.S. I told my coworkers weeks ago Pats are better than Buffalo, and I was laughed at. You ain't wrong.
You ain't
wrong. And guess what, Ravens Host Nation? I told a buddy of mine who has a good friend that's a Patriots fan. He's a Broncos fan. That when the Ravens play the Patriots, I said, just bet your friend now. Because it's not going to end well for the Patriots coming to the bank.
That's right. Let them know.
It's not going to. As high as they want to ride.
Let them
know.
Come
on in here,
By
Drake
the way,
May.
Did you see the audacity from Stephen A. Smith to call Drake May a liar? Because Drake May said he didn't know. Because Cam Newton has been critical, even though Cam Newton was Drake May's favorite quarterback. Cam Newton's been heavily critical of Drake May. And they asked him, he said, look, I don't know what show Cam Newton's on. And he went on and said, but that's okay. Everybody has their opinion, da-da-da-da. The next day, Jimbo, Stephen A. Smith went, he's a liar. Everyone knows. This is the biggest show in sports. Everyone, bruh, the arrogance. Like, he was dead ass. He wasn't joking. He's like, Drake May is a liar. That's what he said. And then he waited for the oohs and ahs. And then he went, yes, he is a liar. You mean to tell me they don't know this is the biggest show in sports? I don't mean to brag. Da-da-da. You think that show is garbage now? Garbage.
Look, anyway, I don't need to defend Drake May. The only thing I would say is that when somebody's locked in on something, your world gets really small.
Yeah. You think he's watching First Take at 10 a.m.?
Stephen A. is spending time watching other shows?
Exactly. And I bet he knows where Stephen A. is. Nobody knows Cam Newton's on that show. Anyway, it's crazy. Crazy. But what's going on, Clot, in the building?
Hey,
appreciate you guys coming out. Is that me? I'm not sure what that says, but Williams got a sack last game. Yeah. Okay. All right. Appreciate you guys coming out. Well, where are we going to start? Offense or defense for the Jets?
Yeah, let's see. Let's talk about the matchup with the Jets defense versus the Ravens offense, Glenn. So what you got as far as a breakdown for these Jets? I can throw it, unless DK, you have it. I have the stats here for the Jets defensively, and I can throw this up. And then Glenn, you got any guys you want to? So let me throw this up real quick.
Yeah, got my notes in front of me.
Dude, let's go old school, baby. Admittedly though, look at this. Yes.
Oh.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but here, hold on, Glenn. Hold on. It gets even better.
Let me see what you got. Dude, composition books. Oh, this dude's old school.
Dude, I have stacks of these for each year for different aspects of my life on my desk.
I love that.
So I'm with you. I'm riding with you. You are not alone.
Anyway. Appreciate that.
All right, let's do this. Let me share my screen real quick. We'll go over the Jets.
Yeah. And while you do that, I will let you know on the Jets side of things, they rank 27th in points, 26.8 points allowed. They're 20th in yards. They give up 330 yards a game. Let's see. Third down percentage, they're 13th, 37.4%. Let's see here. Against the rush, they are 23rd. They give up 130.9 yards per game. So they're 23rd against the rush. That should bode well for a Ravens team looking to get that side of the ball back on. What
are they giving up in the air? Sorry.
Yeah, in the air, they're 12th, 198.8 yards. But a lot of that is, they're talking yards. They get a lot. They unfortunately, they are faced with a lot of short fields due to their offense and their inefficiencies on that side of the ball. So let's talk about individual players, because like we mentioned, they did, of course, trade away their two best players. They're two highest paid, and for good reason. They're their two best players, no doubt about it. Sauce Gardner, Quentin Williams are no longer here. It's pretty crazy to say that second on your screen there, he's definitely up there as one of their better defenders, despite the fact that you never want to be the second leading tackler on a football team when you're a cornerback. And we all know why Brandon Stevens is up there. It's because he gets the ball thrown his way a lot, and he's always right there, but they always catch it. And that's why he has a lot of tackles.
And 0 interceptions.
Well, in fact, Jimbo, their entire team doesn't have an interception all season.
Oh, gosh.
They have no interceptions. They forced 1 turnover in the last 10 games. One, Jimbo. They forced 1 turnover in the last 10 games and have 0 interceptions on the season. Like, this is a team that just does not get turnovers. And I think Brandon Stevens is a good, if you could just narrow it down to him, you could say, well, this is a good, kind of description of what their whole defense is like. Like, they're not terrible. It's just they get absolutely no turnovers, and they always seem to allow the catch. I would say their defensive line still has some good players on it. If you look there, that we talked about Harrison Phillips and the fact that he's able to get up. He's likely going to be able to play, even though missing Wednesday's practice. He's probably their best interior defender. And then they got, inconsistent but talented edge rushers. I think the Ravens were trying to kick the tires on some of these guys. Ultimately, they weren't able to pull the trigger. But Jermaine Johnson and Will McDonald are their 2 leading sack getters. It's 7 and 4, if I remember correctly. But bunches, like Will McDonald was player of the week one week because he had 4 sacks in 1 week. And so, it's a lot of feast or famine. Either they're getting to the quarterback a bunch or they completely disappear and pull the Houdini act for an entire game. So they're good, but again, inconsistent. I think their nickelback, let's see, Brownlee, he's a pretty solid player, particularly against the run. He can certainly come up and support in that area. If it's not Stevens, he's probably their best secondary defender. Quincy Williams, another guy. I wanted the Ravens to try and get Quincy Williams. I think he's their best defensive player at this point.
Yeah.
Hell of a linebacker, can really do it all. He's certainly a good run defender. He can blitz. I think he's got 2 or 3 sacks on the season so far. But I mean, look, this is a defense that's missing its 2 best players, and it shows. Like they're not as talent deficient as the other side of the ball,
right.
But they're certainly not the most talented group. But they play hard, kind of like the the Browns in a lot of ways. They have a terrible offense, but yet they play their asses off either way. Yeah,
no, I agree with you there. I mean, this is a defense that their coach coming in knew that he had to rely on. And now, obviously, like you said, it hasn't got much better, but I don't think this is a defense that is giving up or that is just going to be a cupcake type situation here. Right. To your point, I think they're going to struggle against the run. And they're not committing any turnovers at all. That's brutal. But I think that this is still, and ultimately this is my theme for this game. This is a team worth respecting. A team that's got nothing to lose, just like a person that's got nothing to lose. Pretty scary sometimes.
If you let them stay in it. Yeah, I mean, this is another team where you got to put them down early. If you let them think that they can win it, then they're going to obviously play hard for 60 minutes. If you get them out of the game in the first half, then maybe we have a different team that they're facing in the second half of things. So don't let them be in the game in the second half. And I think it's a much easier win. But if they are, then I think it could end up being, much harder battle than it has to be. They've got to run the ball well against this defense that is susceptible to giving up. They're 23rd in the league for a reason. But I do think the Jets' number one focus will be to stop the run. I don't think they can be close to as aggressive as the Browns were last week. They don't have the secondary, and of course they don't have Myles Garrett. But even if they did, they don't have the secondary to back that up. And so I'll be interested to see how they like who's covering Zay. Where is it? Because I think Brownlee would probably be the better option, but I wouldn't be shocked at all to see Brandon Stevens on him a ton. And we know what's probably going to happen there. Unfortunately for Brandon Stevens, I think he's going to separate, and I think he'll make catches. We all know the worst case scenario is an incomplete if you throw it at Brandon Stevens. We all know that. And look, I mean, we like the guy to some degree when he was here. Yeah. But he ain't picking it. And it's probably going to be a catch or interference. We know what it is when it's Brandon Stevens.
Yeah, ultimately, I'm just glad Brandon Stevens was able to reinvent himself enough to get paid.
Oh, he got
good
paid.
For him for getting paid.
Yeah,
it wasn't by the Ravens, and I'm okay with that. But good for him for getting paid.
But now, sorry, no, I was about to switch sides. But the fact that they have 0 turnovers, Jimbo, in 10 games.
Yeah. Now let's talk about our offense, though, Glenn, because look, Jackson struggled last week, threw for no touchdown passes, 2 interceptions. I think he had 47 QBR?
Something like it was bad.
It was certainly.
I don't have it in front of me, but it was bad.
Derrick Henry coincidentally went for his season long last week. That surprised me. 59 is the season long for him so far. And of course, that was just against the Browns. But, what do you see as some ways that, what do you see as some ways the Ravens can bounce back, right? I mean, we need Zay to do some things. I think we need to figure out how to get Hopkins more involved. The other piece of this, too, is how do we make Likely a bigger part of this offense? But to me, all of it comes down to instilling confidence and in the offensive line and helping them execute and us winning this game offensively because they dominated as a unit, right?
Yeah.
But what do you see are some things we can do to take advantage of this defense to get some of that wind in our sails, to get running downhill here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, they don't play as nearly as much man as what we saw from the Browns. It'll be interesting. They change things up and kind of play a little bit more copycat. But I think they're going to play a lot more zone than what we've seen than what we saw last week, and I think the Ravens will eat that up. I don't think they have near the pass rush, and so unless they decide to sell out and blitz, then I think Lamar's going to have a lot more time than we saw last week, and I think Zay's going to do a good job of working the zones. I think Mark Andrews is going to do a really good job of finding the soft spot. Thinking about their linebackers, I think Quincy Williams is a heck of a linebacker. I really do, but they don't get deep enough, and then their safeties are so deep because they're scared of over the top that there's usually a pretty nice pocket behind their linebackers. So I think you have an opportunity to see hopefully both the tight ends or all 3 of the tight ends eating over the middle. I think that's going to be the opportunity over the middle behind the linebackers. Let's see if Mark Andrews can continue to kind of pick up, where he's been leaving off last week with the explosive play. And then if Isaiah Likely can start stacking some big time catches, I think this is a game where we might see a breakout from him. But yeah, I don't think anybody on their defense can cover Zay Flowers. No chance. If Bateman was out there, I'd say the same about him. But of course, he's not going to make it for this one. I would, if there's a jump ball situation, any one-on-one for Hopkins, throw it, especially if it's Brandon Stevens. I feel bad saying it so many times, but Brandon Stevens has no chance if they throw a jump ball to DeAndre Hopkins. It's only going to be bad for him. So, and then the run game, the only way they stop it, in my opinion, is if they load the box like crazy. I don't think they can just play like a base style defense with 2 safeties back and stop our run attack because they just don't have the right matchup. Like Graham last week, quick, shifty, explosive on the inside, and then Myles Garrett complimenting him. They don't really have that. They got bigger, slower guys, which Faalele doesn't typically get beaten badly by big, slow guys. He's a big, slow guy himself. So that's kind of a good matchup for him. So I do think we'll have better success going up against this style of defensive line than we did last week.
Yeah, I think that's great, right? Because styles make fights, and we'll see how this unit can handle it. But to your point, let's make sure that Ronnie Stanley's getting some, we want to get some confidence. Let's get contact here, Ronnie. Yeah. Let's get that leg kicked out. If he's going to take you out on an island out there, then get out there, But to your point, let's challenge them. Let's push. I want Lamar to have a big game. I mean, obviously I want everyone to have a big game here. I want Lamar to have a big game.
Efficient is what I'm looking for from Lamar.
That's a great word. Excellent word, right? But ultimately, I think if I could ask for one thing, it would be a dominating win from the offensive line. And I want to see like a 7.5-minute drive where Derrick Henry is just gashing them, right? 7, 6, 8 here, 7, 20 there, 4, stuff like that. I want to see one of those, and I want Keaton Mitchell to continue to get involved. To me, the best thing that can happen, obviously, that we stay healthy and we win, but assuming we're able to do those things, is we got to give some confidence to offensive line because no one's walking in the door, Glenn. No one is. They're not giving anybody else a shot. This is who we got. So if we want a true chance, we need to, get a dominating win from them.
I'll tell you one thing I'm looking for, though, last thing for me, It's got to be. They got to be better in the red zone.
That's such a good point.
Been so bad, and a lot of it we all know. I mean, we've been saying it. It stems from their offensive line. If you can't run the ball and you can't keep your quarterback up, then it doesn't really matter what creativity or what play call. You got to be able to block up front. And so I look for the offensive line to play a lot better in the red zone. We should not, with this combination of players skill wise, we should not be a bad red zone team. And right now, so far this season, we've been a bad red zone team. They gotta find a way to flip that script around.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get some push up front, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. No, that's a great point. All right, let's switch this thing around, Glenn. I know you're gonna have some fun talking about their offense. Look, but I just, so let's talk about their offense, and I want to pull up some stats for the Ravens in the first chunk of the season in comparison to the second chunk, so we can talk about how this defense is reinventing itself. Do you want me to put some stats up here on the screen, or you just want to go, you want to talk a little bit about what you know about them offensively? Of course, a couple notes. Yeah, we got, like we talked about, Tyrod Taylor's their starter. What'd you say? He started last week, was his first week starting, right?
No, he started earlier in the season. This is his first week again, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah. So quickly, while you do that, the Ravens, the Jets offense, points per game, they're 25th, averaging 20.9 yards. They're 29th, averaging 281.5. Third down percent, they're 25th, 36.6%. Third down efficiency on the ground, they're 5th, 141.5 yards per game on the ground. Pretty clear what they want to do there. And then conversely, passing yards, they're 32nd, Jimbo. They're dead last in the league, 139.9 yards per game. And a big part of that is why we're going to see Tyrod Taylor, by the way. Tyrod, Jimbo, not Tyrod, Tyrod.
Wait, this whole time, or did he decide to make this change?
No, he said it probably about 8 years ago. He said, look,
oh man,
he's a nice guy.
Sorry, Tyrod.
It's Tyrod, and it's okay. It's kind of like it's not Terrell Owens, it's Terrell. Yeah, but everybody says Terrell. But yeah, it's Tyrod Taylor. I'm going to try and do my best, but I used to call him Tyrod too, just like everyone in the world. But I like Tyrod. It's our former Raven right there, draft pick, so we're going to give this guy some respect, and shout out to him for making it 14. He's been in the league for 14 years.
Let's go.
Woo! That's a beautiful thing. But
it is.
Justin Fields, as you can see, the numbers can be deceiving because you look at that, a 7-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. 62% isn't, it's not terrible. I mean, it's not the best, but it's not terrible. The problem is the guy, 139 yards per game. I mean, he doesn't push the ball down the field. It's almost an outright refusal. It's a strange. It's almost hard to even explain why he has this like mental block. He cannot push the ball down the field. It's crazy. Now, he hasn't always had the best supporting cast, but Garrett Wilson's one of the best young receivers in football. He's not going to make it this game. He's missed the last, I believe, 2 games with a knee sprain. But it's a strange thing with Justin Fields. Got great athleticism, can move the chains with his legs, but he won't be out there. Tyrod Taylor. Now, Tyrod's not what he used to be athletically. At Virginia Tech in his early years with the Ravens, he was a speedster. They were trying to get him to convert to wide receiver when he got drafted. He was it's kind of same way as Lamar in a lot of ways, where they were like, this guy should be a punt returner. Like, no, I'm a quarterback. I'm going to be a quarterback. But Tyrod can still, he's one of those on-schedule throwers. He's going to drop back. He's going to get the ball out as quick as he can and try and get it to his receivers. But 126 yards passing a game. It's not the scariest passing offense here. The scariest player, Jimmy, by far is Breece Hall.
Yeah, they didn't get rid of him at the trade deadline. Decided to hold on to him. I'm sure he was thrilled about that.
Dude, the Chiefs almost got him, but they wouldn't give up a third. They were only offering a fourth.
Do you think he was really pissed?
Yeah, I bet he was. And the Chiefs, I think, made a mistake. Give up your third. Look at their offense. It's stuck in the mud. And I don't think Kareem Hunt and all them are terrible, but Breece Lightning is a difference-making type running back. He's got make you miss. He can catch the ball. He's a really good player trapped in a really terrible organization. But as you can see, their second leading rusher is Justin Fields. Don't be surprised if we don't see at least a handful of plays with Justin Fields running the ball or some sort of option attack. I do think we'll see him at some point in this game. Isaiah Davis is the backup running back there after Braylon Allen went down with the injury, and he's an okay player as well.
Mm-hmm.
Receiving wise, Garrett Wilson, like I
one.
mentioned, good young player. He's not going to make it for this one. Mason Taylor, probably their scariest receiver at this point. I mean, Adonai Mitchell, who they traded for at the deadline in the Sauce trade, looks the part, but he's got hands issue. I mean, he had 3 drops in his first big game with the Jets. I mean, they're trying to get him the ball. He just can't hold on to it. He looks the part, but again, I mean, he gets open, but he just got a case of the dropsies. Now, interesting, Mason Taylor, son of Hall of Famer Jason Taylor, former defensive end of the Miami Dolphins.
He's somebody.
And Joy Taylor is his aunt. Old Joy Taylor on what is she on?
We don't know what she's on now. I don't think she's on Fox anymore, right?
That's right. She had that scandal. Yeah.
Everybody on TV's got a scandal. Does anybody know why Molly just up and quit First Take yet?
Not yet, but you know something's gonna come out. I like Molly. Well, I like Molly. Maybe not for her sports acumen. I mean, she's a looker. Holy smokes. But
on to the next.
Yeah, on to the next. Mason Taylor's a pretty good player, though. My point. He's a chain mover, as they say. Tyler Johnson's okay. John Mechie's got some speed, but not anything that's really. They don't have the scariest group. I would say that it's fair to say.
Yeah, no, I think that's a nice way to say it, Glenn. Like you said, I mean, I think Breece Hall is the straw and the drink at this point, right? Like, we're nobody is overly concerned about Tyrod Taylor, and they don't really have too much else outside of Hall. So, look, I want to talk about the Ravens defense, Glenn, because I think this team is still going under the radar as far as how they've reinvented themselves. Because I want to throw some things out at you that I think are pretty impressive.
Okay.
Let's see here. All right, let me pull this up. Okay. Oh, dang it.
Would you lose it?
Yeah, gosh, dang it. All right, talk to us about our defense real quick. Let me pull this back up.
Well, actually, as you kind of pull that back up, I'll talk about their offensive line. I think if there's one player I could steal from their team, it wouldn't be Breece Hall. It probably wouldn't even be Garrett Wilson, even though he doesn't count because he's hurt for this one.
Right.
I would say it would be their right tackle, Membu. Membu is a rookie this year and is an absolute – he's a stud. Armand Membu is an absolute stud. I would love to have that guy wearing purple this Sunday, right now, yesterday. The year started. I want that guy on the team. I wish we could do it. I think that their offensive line is I mean, obviously they struggle to protect their quarterback, but it's hard to evaluate that because I think their quarterbacks aren't very good, particularly Justin Fields. So, but they do have one really good right tackle. And John Simpson, old former Raven, left guard. So we're going to see a couple former Ravens out there. And John Simpson, we know his struggles. He's a tough son of a gun. He played through a lot of injuries when he was with us, but he has some holes in his game. The same can be said with their center and their right guard. I think they're going to struggle against the strength of our defensive line. And I think we will get to the quarterback on occasion. But, man, if I could take one player off their whole team, I want that young rookie right tackle, Jimbo.
Yeah, no, man, that would be great to have, right? All right, Glenn, I got this for you because I think this is pretty astounding. So you probably know the story, so you probably get these pretty close. But I'm going to give you some questions here, some quick fire trivia, and I want to get your take. Ravens' first 5 games of the season, how many points do you think they were giving up a game?
Oh, my God. I think it was like 28.
Oh, more.
32? 35. That's right.
35.
35. Yeah, it was.
You know what they have been giving up in the second 5 of the season?
18?
15.
Gosh.
All right. Rush or total yards allowed, 391 in the first 5. Second 5, what's your guess?
250.
254. You better not be cheating.
No cheating.
Rushing yards allowed, 137 in the first 5. What's your guess on the second 5?
85.
90.
Okay.
You're in range.
I'm getting there.
Passing yards, 253 per. What do you think it is now?
190.
163.
Damn.
Yes, it gets crazier. Okay. Okay. Sacks in the first 5. How many? We had 8 sacks. How many sacks do you think we've had in the second 5?
15.
14, dude. Hella close. Let's go, baby. Interceptions, 2 in the first 5. How many in the second 5?
6.
Yes, 6. Total turnovers, 5 in the first 5. Total turnovers in the second 5.
10.
11 turnovers, bro.
Wow.
Red zone percentage, 71.4% in the first 5. What do you think it is in the second 5?
30.
46.7. Still
Okay.
incredible. This is the last stat I want to give you that I think is pretty incredible as well. Yards per play allowed, 6.6 first 5. What do you think it is second 5?
4.2.
4.9.
Okay. All right.
So look, our defense
Huge difference.
Goodness gracious. And this is my thing. I guess a lot of that came down to scheme. And obviously people didn't talk a ton about Gilman. Now everybody's talking about Gilman, that move and getting Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton said it. He was caught on the hot mic. He's done playing safety. He's done. He's like, I'm playing D tackle and linebacker. Those are my 2 biggest plays.
Crazy.
So, obviously that impact has made a huge difference for this defense, but it gives me hope. Scheme makes a difference. Player health makes a difference. And to your point, I know we're talking about the defense, but what can we do schematically to help this daggone offensive line? Right. But man, our defense, we got to give them some love, got to give them some credit. And I think they deserve more credit because I think we were expecting something like this at the beginning of the season, right? Now we're still not getting the pass rush. We still need it. Now it's being a bit more manufactured, right? And the matchups are helping. We need more, but holy crap, has this defense turned itself in from a liability into something of an asset at this point to this team, right? Just impressive, man. I think they deserve a ton of credit.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt.
Without any backbiting.
Right. Yeah. They stuck together. It's been impressive. And they didn't make like big splash moves at the trade deadline. They made moves getting Dre in here, but they didn't make like the huge splashy pick or pickup. So yeah, you got to give those guys a lot of credit. Now I will say this, we talked about it before the season. The first 6 games was the gauntlet, and sure, the quarterbacks they faced since then haven't been the quarterbacks that they faced in the first 5, but they made them look like that. Like they didn't let JJ McCarthy light them up. They didn't let Shadur Sanders come in and pick up and have energy in that build. Now they made them look like how they should. They didn't let Tua all of a sudden turn back into the Tua from 2022. Like they made them look how they should. And I think the defense deserves a ton of credit, and it's complementary football too. Like the offense has to do their part or the defense is going to look poor. So I think both of them have to continue to kind of to support each other. So yeah, man, I'm excited about this to see what this defense can do this week. Hopefully they'll be able to bottle up Breece Hall. And if they do, I think it's going to be a long, painful afternoon for Tyrod Taylor. I think they'll continue to build on that pass rush. I hope and pray that KVN and Mike Green and Jones and all those guys can continue to build on that pass rush, because that's the area I still have the most concern. I feel like the run defense is kind of calmed my nerves a lot, but I still question in the big games, in the playoffs, when we're playing the best of the best, is this pass rush enough? Can they influence the passer enough? Because I think we got it from a secondary standpoint too. I mean, Chidobe Awuzie, this guy is the second leading coverage corner, according to PFF, in the entire National Football League. Talk about an underrated signing, a guy we got on the cheap coming off an injury who, the Titans didn't want him after giving him a huge The Titans, where do they get the balls to cut a guy and have to pay him all that money? Well, we'll take it. We'll take him, and we'll gladly turn this guy into an absolute Pro Bowler. I mean, he might not have the counting numbers, but second overall coverage cornerback in the entire National Football League. We already know what Malachi's been doing as of late. He's been stacking good plays. Man, this defense has an opportunity, I think, to absolutely ball out against a 36-year-old quarterback that doesn't have a great offensive line in front of him. We all know they want to run the ball. They're 5th in the league in rushing, Jimbo. Some of that's their quarterback, sure. But I mean, they're dead last by a jump from the Browns in passing. It's terrible.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, look, I'm excited because I think on both sides of the ball, this team can get some mojo here, gain some momentum, continue to increase the size of that snowball rolling down the hill in this game. And for me, an X factor that I'm going out on the limb and saying, I don't know how much of a limb it is, but offensively, I'm going with Keaton Mitchell. I think we see an electrifying player too. I think he gets his first tutty of the season.
Okay.
I'm going to say he breaks one for 45. Like a long one down the sideline on outside run. I can see that happening. And look, I'm going to add to it. You want to hear this one?
I'm here.
I think that Falele is going to make a block in the second level.
No.
He's going to get contact with somebody.
Is he going to lose his balance?
He's going to trip and fall right into someone.
And
look, this is manifestation is all it is.
That's all you're doing right here.
He's just going to run blindfolded. He's going to close his eyes. Just run. Like, that's all it's going to be. And he'll hit somebody.
If he does, they'll fall over. I mean,
they better. Jeez a whiz. So, and then defensively, Glenn, my X factor is, my X factor in this game is going to be Gilman. I think he gets his hands on the football. I think he gets an interception here, a deep one. I think Tyrod is going to put it down the field a few times, and I think he gets his hands on it. He's under pressure by Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah,
Gilman catches it.
I like that. All right. Well, mine is going to be offensively. I'm going to go with Isaiah Likely. I think he kind of has his first big game of the season. I know he's been nursing a foot injury, but at some point, I think this guy's got to have a breakout game. And why not against a team that I think linebackers will kind of be sucked up to the line of scrimmage. Safeties play back super deep, and I think he'll find a soft spot behind him. And we all know once he gets the ball in his hands, he's one of the better tight ends in the league with yards after catch. He's super tough to bring down in the open field, especially for a smaller guy in the secondary. And then on the defensive side of the ball, man, I really want this to be a game that's won in the trenches, and it's a pass rush driven game. And so for that reason, I'm going to say KVN, Kyle Van Noy, gets a couple. I'm going to say he gets a couple. He gets two. The old guard gets a couple sacks and makes Tyrod's afternoon a little bit longer. But I wouldn't be shocked at all if you're right. I think Gilman's I predict more of a forced fumble from Gilman, but I do think he forces a turnover. And man, wouldn't it be cool to see Malachi to continue to stack and get another ball, get his hands on another football? That would be super dope. But of course, it's like we don't even say Kyle Hamilton because it just goes without saying that guy's going to make plays. Like I saw a list of the top 10 individual defensive players who should be in the running for defensive player of the year. I didn't even see Kyle Hamilton on the list. Like,
it's ridiculous.
What the hell are we doing? What the hell are we doing? Man. And then Max Crosby's up there. It's like Max Crosby for name. He's not even in the top 15 in sacks or 10 in sacks at his position. Like, what are we doing?
Crazy. That is insane, dude. Speaking of which, who is the MVP this year so far?
Dude, I'm hearing like first it was Baker, and then he's fallen off. Then it was, of course, last week it was Josh Allen's back to back. Then he puts out that stinker of a game, 0 touchdowns, 2 picks. About the worst sack I've ever seen someone take, where he's just running around and then he gets pulled down. I think right now Drake May is up. He's got to be up there.
I guess that's true.
Just because just where his team is performing. And I mean, the Eagles keep winning. They hate each other. They don't want to be there, but they win every freaking week. So I don't know how Jalen Hurts isn't in the running.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a great, like when you watch him, and believe me, he's on my fantasy team. It makes me want to bounce my head off the wall. How many overthrows he throws the ball into the stands more than any other quarterback. Like gives his receiver no freaking chance. And AJ Brown doesn't even want to be there. There we go. That's a big one. Ravens O's Nation. I don't know why I didn't immediately say him. Matthew Stafford.
Duh. Yes.
He's got like 6 more touchdowns than anyone else. Yeah, I think Matt Stafford. Now he's got a great offensive line.
It's funny because in my mind, I started thinking through the AFC first, and I was like, who is really pulling ahead in the AFC? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I wonder if there's still not that it matters, but if we win 11 straight and Lamar looks good,
yeah, Yeah, I mean, he could. And now Jonathan Taylor was a kind of a fun story
That's
just because
true.
he's not a quarterback, and he's
That's
been
true.
getting a lot of love. But I think right now it's going to be hard to argue Matthew Stafford. I
Yeah,
mean, he's got,
that's fair.
27 tutties right now, and nobody else
Yeah.
has more than like 23 or 22.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, yeah. But it helps when you have Puka and Devontae.
Yeah, that'll help.
I mean, Jesus. Spoiled.
Yeah, no kidding, man. All right, well, it's that time, folks. It's time to get to over-under. By the way, if any of you have been participating, of course, the most recent winners are on Instagram. DK posts them on Instagram every week, just in case we missed announcing it on the show. We missed announcing it on the show for those winners. Stuff is en route. It is the holiday season, and we've had issues in the past. But stuff is en route. I think that somebody got an order that I ordered 8 months ago.
I don't know what's going on with some of that shipping, but it's on the way.
And then other
fellas.
times it comes in like 10 days. So,
yeah,
I'm just going to blame it all on the tariffs.
Yeah, we'll blame it on USPS.
All right. That's right. Pay them more. Give USPS folks more money. Yeah. Anyway, all right, let's do this thing. And let's get right into it. DK, let's get this music going, dude. Get me shutting up.
To my on the bad fly, trying to let they cash stock, homie, let them know you here. All my ladies that be mad high, get me off like mad lies. Shawty, let me get this clear. Okay, Baltimore the backdrop, rep it like a mascot. I'ma let them know we here. All my ladies.
All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Over-under competition. You guys know how to participate. I failed to mention that, but you can participate using any of the social media handles that are, or any social media platforms that are out there. Find us, DM us your answers, or in the comment section of this video, not the chat, the comment section after it is done being live. But all right, let's get into it. What we got first, DK? Over-under number 1, Keaton Mitchell yards per carry 5.5. Glenn, you know where I'm going. Over.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's an easy. I think he leads NFL history in yards per carry with a minimum of 75 carries. So yeah, I'm going to say over. I believe that is, if I'm not crazy, I think, he's the leader in NFL history. So yeah, over.
Wow.
Slam dunk over.
Let's go. DK, over, under. Over. All right. Let's go to the next one. Number 2, Mark Anderson, Isaiah Likely, reception 6.5. So the combination of the two 6.5, you can slam the over for me too on this one, because Mark Andrews seems to every year get more and more traction with Lamar Jackson as the season goes on. And it's like one of those things where he like tries out something new and then he realizes, it's working okay, but this is kind of my guy. So I'm going over here.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I think I'm going to say over as well, because even though I normally would say under, I think the absence of Rashad Bateman and the fact that I've mentioned throughout the show, I think the middle of the field is a weak spot for the defense of the Jets. I think I would normally say under here. 6.5 is a lot. That means they got to combine for at least 7 receptions, which isn't a small number for tight ends. But in this particular game, I'm going to say over as well.
DK, what say you? Over? All right, let's go to the next one here. What do we got? Anyway, last week the number for the total receptions was 5. But to Glenn's point, Isaiah Likely could be more of a factor. I don't think he had a reception last week, right? It was all Mark. Oh, did he?
Yeah.
He had 2? And Mark only had 3 last week?
Yeah, but he had the carry.
Yeah, that's true. I'm thinking, didn't the week before he had 5? Anyway, over under number 3, Breece Hall rushing yards 70.5. Glenn, you know where I'm going. Under. That's right. Under, baby. He ain't getting 7.
For real? You don't think he's getting 7?
No, of course not.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say, I think DK puts this at a good spot because he averages 72 a game. Yeah, he does his homework over here. Oh, man. You know what? I'm going to say over only because he's their only weapon. Like, I just think he's going to get
we'll get a lead at some point?
Potentially, but even when they're down, they give it to him.
Hand it to him.
They still do give it to him, though. I mean, they're just so bad through the air. So I'm going to say over, but I hope I'm wrong, and I wouldn't be shocked if I'm wrong. But I'll say over.
So you said over on all
DK
three.
says under. Yeah,
DK
DK.
says under.
So you both said under on that one.
Okay. All right, number 4.
Then he did like a violin type thing. I don't know what DK was trying.
Ravens sacks over under 2.5. Ah, dang it.
By the way, Jimbo, I picked under when you last week on Myles Garrett's sack total at 1.5.
I picked over because I said he would get 2.
Of course you did. I'm an idiot.
Who won last week? Did you win last week? Did I win? I won. Yeah.
I mean, I deserve to lose. It was so dumb.
That is dumb. I'm sorry. That's all right. We all got dumb moments. You know, trust me.
Bad.
I bet you if you roll the tapes, I have some really stupid takes that just aged like milk in the sun. Oh,
I'm going to say over on this one, though, Jimbo. I think the Ravens.
you think so?
I mean, look, this is a team that's given up. Quarterbacks on this team have been sacked 36 times so far this season. So that's at least 3 a game. So I'm going to say 3.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to say Tyrod Taylor is Mr. Conservative, Mr. Throw it out of bounds, Mr. Check down. I'm going under. I think he's a smart football player. I
think he was sacked 5 times in his last start.
Who was that against? Do we know?
He's been sacked 9 times in 3 starts. So he averages 3 a game, Jimbo. Woo! But this is the Ravens pass rush we're talking about.
You got to add that in.
That's why DK did that. That's why he did that. You know, this guy. He knows what he's doing. What do you think, DK? He says over. Okay.
So I'm the only one that's going under on that one. DK,
Yeah.
what'd you say for the last one?
Under.
The yards under? Okay. All right. I'm keeping receipts on y'all suckers.
Well, I'm glad that you guys had a disagreement because up to that point, you guys have been in agreement.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's go. Look, ladies and gentlemen, it is here. We got to finish. I know. I'm getting to it. I realized what I was doing, and then I decided to change gears. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. But we got to get to the tiebreakers before we sign off.
Yeah.
In case of a tie, the first tiebreaker is total score over under 44 points. You know what, Glenn? This one's difficult, so I'm going to let you go first.
I'm going to say under. I just don't think the Jets get many points on the board. I think this is a beatdown, unfortunately, for the Jets and Jets fans. I think it's I'm going to say 28-13. So,
dude, I'm going to say something ridiculous.
What, we put up 50 against them?
We're putting up a 50 piece. Remember that Dolphins game at home? You remember that Dolphins game at home?
Bro, we're not hitting on all cylinders to be putting up 50
you're telling me this team is as good as the Dolphins? No.
But our offense isn't as good as it was then.
But you're right. But this team is putrid. They are nothing. They have nothing left. This is like, I mean, they are bad. They
just beat the Browns a couple weeks ago.
Well,
and they're coming off a bye. Aren't they coming off a bye?
And that was before, I believe, that they got rid of their boys, right?
Look, man, you're playing a team off their bye week, bro. Is there some sort of
I'm going
statistic on there?
50. You heard it right here.
Over by
50 points to 10 points. And I know it sounds super cool saying it like that, by the way.
Oh, yeah, you're the coolest.
50. That's right. Dude, I'm telling you.
What do you think, DK? Over or under?
Under.
Okay.
You guys
man.
suck.
No, he's smart. 50.
The Ravens are hitting 44 themselves.
First of all, the other team has to put up some sort of a fight for the Ravens to get to 50.
Yeah. Yeah, Tyrod's going to throw us the ball is what he's going to do.
His name's Tyrod.
Tyrod! He's going to throw us the ball. That's what's going to happen. Dude, I'm so tired. I'm just singing randomly right now. This is bad.
We're almost
past
done.
My bedtime. It's too late for me.
We're almost done. What do you got for the last one? Yards.
All right.
What do you think, Jimbo?
Well, I got to just keep going. 550.
Oh, my God.
I have to do something. You know what? That's ridiculous. I'm going to go 480. We're going to get a pick 6, fumble recovery for a touchdown. A lot of defensive scoring in this game. It's going to be nasty for them.
It could be. It could be bad. I'm going to say 365. 365. What do you think?
What's the weather going to be like on Sunday? Is it in the chat, DK? 360.
Oh, see, I said that, and I'm not trying to get you, DK. I didn't even know. Okay, I didn't know, but now that kind of screws me. Actually, anything lower than 362, and I'm screwed.
Yes, sir.
And Jimbo has no chance.
Well, the thing is I'm already going to win the over/under in the first 4.
Here we go.
I am. I'm going to win it. I am going to win it. It's absolute truth.
I love the confidence. I love it. Well, look, either way, folks, we will be here regardless to either celebrate or to mourn with you.
Wait.
Well, likely to celebrate. Saying.
If we lose this game.
Oh, it's going to be rare Jimbo if we lose this game.
Well, I'm going to be fresh off the race. So I don't know how much energy I'm going to have.
Yeah, it's true. That's a good point. And by the way, guys, shout out to Jimbo. He's going to be running in the Philadelphia Marathon this weekend, Sunday.
Oh, baby.
Repping 410 Sports Talk.
Corral number two.
And look, this isn't you're not talking about a participant, okay? You're talking about a competitor, okay? You're not talking about somebody who's out there for shits and giggles, okay? Your boy Jimbo's out there to put up a performance, okay? He's got big eyes set on the Boston Marathon, okay? All right?
I appreciate that, Glenn. I just hope to be one of the first dads to finish.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, you're going to be surrounded by some young bucks. But look, let me tell you, when they're gassing and they're huffing and puffing, here comes Jimbo with a handful of maple syrup.
Just a mule. I'm going to be making donkey noises as I'm passing them, dude. It's my spirit animal, baby. I'm going to do the whole It's a Wonderful Life.
That's right.
All of it, dude. They're going to hear me coming. Let's go,
yeah.
baby. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
But that's it for us, folks. You guys have a great night. We're looking forward to being back with you here on Sunday. Enjoy the game. It will be a party. The Ravens are putting up a 50 piece. You heard it here. We'll talk to you soon. See ya.